I keep teasing that we're going to talk about affordable housing, and so we're going to talk about it now, but I almost feel as if it's such an amorphous subject in many ways. I've listened to both of you extensively talk about affordable housing, but let me just sort of start, because that you mentioned the Miami Forever bond from 2017, in which $400 million was allocated, $100 million of which was supposed to go to affordable housing. I don't think anybody really knows what happened and where that money is, but let's talk about affordable housing. Starting with that, what we're trying to figure out where that bond money is. How do you go about building affordable housing realistically in the city of Miami?
So the way I did it at the county is, when I was elected, I looked at every single piece of county-owned land in District 5, and I said, what the heck is on this? Sometimes it was a parking lot, sometimes it was a one-story building right across the street from a transit station, and I said, that's it. If it's possible, we're going to put housing on it. We need to do the same thing at the city. Let me give you an example of Mel Ree, right? We gave away, whatever it is, 80-something acres to build a soccer stadium. I'm excited about a soccer stadium. But that plan has not one unit of housing on all those acres. It's just hotels. Okay, it's near the airport, but everything else is Class A office space. Never would that have been signed by me had I been mayor without housing. Housing is the top priority of the people that live here, and it's going to be my top priority as mayor.
I want to hear from you in general on affordable housing, but the issue of Mel Ree, it was actually one of the questions that I had here. A lot of that negotiation took place when you were city manager. Am I correct?
No, that's not correct.
Okay.
A lot of that, I started with me and I left, and that continued and finished. Okay.
But when it started with you, as you were looking at that, did you propose, did you suggest, was there any discussion? She just said, I would never have done a Mel Ree deal without including something about affordable housing. Did you ever have those discussions in those early stages to say, hey, if we go and develop this, affordable housing should be part of the mix?
We never got to that because those early stages had to do with how much landfill and what the appraisals were. It was all very technical. But I will say I was very clear that we would not use one single dime in taxpayer money for that entire project.
So all right, now let's move on to, what is your vision for how to do affordable housing in Miami?
Well, first of all, affordable housing doesn't exist here, because even what we call affordable housing, you pay $2,000 to $3,000 a month for an apartment. Nobody can afford that. We really need to start thinking about how we can leverage the funds. You mentioned the Miami Forever bond. Of the $400 million, $100 million was for affordable housing. We asked the FIU Metropolitan Center, hey, do a study for us. How can we best take this $100 million and do something constructive with it? They were laughed out of City Hall. We don't want to hear it. We know what's best. You guys are a bunch of academics. Don't tell us how we should spend our money. We have to make sure, for example, the AMI should be a lot lower than it is now. It should be in the 80s, not in the 140s. You can't call it affordable housing if you're paying $3,000 a month for an apartment or a condo. We need to just step back and look at it. Another thing is, and you know, Eileen's plan of building available properties. Miami is the largest landholder. The city of Miami is the largest landholder in the city. But everywhere you look now, there's a tower going up. I got one in my backyard. I woke up one morning and there's a crane. And you ask yourself, well, how did this happen? Because they're building everywhere. Everywhere you look, in the middle of neighborhoods, there are towers going up. Oh, because we have affordable housing, because we're going to dedicate X number of units to No, it's not affordable housing. Teachers can't afford it. Cops can't afford it. It's a misnomer, and we need to really address the issue. The other thing I might add is, and this goes back to everything, Jim, nobody's going to believe that we're going to tackle anything if they don't believe us that we're going to be the very best mayor for them and worry about them.
We only have a few. Did you have anything that you wanted to say on that?
Listen, we're at the county. I built thousands of affordable housing units.
By the way, let me hold you right there.
Yeah.
Do you accept that
What?
she built thousands of affordable housing units?
Not physically. I think you may have voted for projects, but
No, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
yes. I mean,
Yes.
if you tell me you built thousands,
I did.
I will accept it. Fine.
I mean, I'm not going to make that up.
No. Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
No, it's been suggested that that maybe the
That's
numbers
fine.
are
It's been
right.
suggested
Because
by
I think
people that.
I think you were at the question at
Yeah.
Miami Herald editorial board when you went in, and whether or not you could actually name projects and that sort of thing. That's why I wanted to give you that.
Yes, I can name them. I have them in a spreadsheet. I can take you on a tour of them. But let me tell you, of these units, the bulk of them are for very low income people. They're making 30% of area median income. And so their rents are capped. And at that point, you're talking about particularly senior citizens and people with disabilities paying $200 to $300 a month for their rent, right? So we have different levels, and then you'll have some units for 80%. That might be a young working professional, but their rents are adjusted to their income in those units. Our problem is live local, right? The state has basically preempted all zoning, and now you can build anything you want, anywhere you want, within a mile of the next tallest building and call it affordable at 120% of AMI.
Can opt out of live local if they wanted to, if they could demonstrate that they had enough.
I do want to move on.